Hi, I am Dr. Sarah Collins, and before you decide what exercise you're going to do tomorrow morning, I want you to listen very carefully to the next 60 seconds. Because what I'm about to explain may completely change how you think about walking, aging, and your independence in the next 10, 20, or 30 years. If you are over 40, this is not optional information. This is something you need to understand now, not after your first serious fall. Not after you start needing help to stand up, and not when your world slowly shrinks to only flat, safe surfaces. In this video, I'm going to show you why something you've trusted for decades may no longer be enough. What is silently weakening inside your body even if you walk every single day, and what specific movements can decide whether you live independently in your 80s or rely on others for basic tasks. Stay with me, because this is about your future mobility, balance, and control over your own life. Most of you have a routine you're proud of. You wake up, put on comfortable shoes, and go for your daily walk. And for years, the medical community has praised this habit. I've praised it myself. Walking is low impact, it's accessible, and it supports heart health. But here's the uncomfortable truth that rarely gets discussed honestly. Walking alone does not protect you from muscle loss, instability, or falls as you age. It never did. It only delays the symptoms until they suddenly appear. As we age, the body changes in very specific ways. Muscle doesn't disappear evenly. The muscles responsible for power, balance, and stability weaken faster than the ones used for slow, repetitive motion. Walking is repetitive. It moves you forward, but it does not challenge your body to stay strong. There is a critical difference between moving and being structurally capable. That difference is where frailty begins. One of the biggest misconceptions I see in people over 50 is the belief that daily walking maintains muscle mass. Anatomically, that is incorrect. Studies measuring muscle activation show that during normal walking on flat ground, the largest muscle in your body, the gluteus maximus, is working at less than 1/3 of its full capacity. That means the muscle responsible for keeping your pelvis stable, your hips aligned, and your balance secure is barely being asked to work. Day after day, year after year, your brain stops prioritizing it. This is what we call functional disuse. The muscle doesn't just weaken, the brain forgets how to recruit it efficiently. The consequences show up quietly at first. Standing up from a low chair feels harder. Walking on uneven ground feels uncertain. You start using momentum instead of strength. Then one day, someone who walks miles every week wonders why they feel unstable climbing a curb or stepping onto a bus. This is not a mystery. Walking is linear. Life is not. As we get older, fast-twitch muscle fibers, the ones that protect you when you trip or need to react quickly, shrink at a faster rate than slow-twitch fibers. Walking barely touches them. If they are not intentionally stimulated, they atrophy. And when they're gone, balance recovery disappears with them. That's why falls seem sudden, but they are never accidental. They are the result of years of under-challenged muscles. What makes this especially dangerous is that walking gives a false sense of security. People think, I'm active, so I'm fine. But activity without targeted strength does not preserve independence. Strength is what allows you to climb, rise, stabilize, and recover. Without it, the heart may be healthy, but the body is fragile. This is why we need to talk about specific movement patterns, not just movement in general. The body must be reminded that it still needs to generate force against gravity, stabilize on one leg, and control balance in multiple directions. Without that reminder, the nervous system adapts downward. It becomes cautious, slow, and inefficient. In my clinical experience, the dividing line between people who age confidently and those who become fearful of movement is not how far they can walk. It's whether they can control their body when momentum is removed. Can they step up? Can they stabilize on one leg? Can they extend the hip fully? Can they recover sideways? These abilities decide whether someone continues living independently or slowly gives up pieces of their freedom. The good news is, this decline is not inevitable. The body remains responsive far longer than we once believed. Muscle can be retrained. Neural pathways can be reawakened. But it requires specificity. You must do movements that feel slightly challenging, because those are the movements that tell your body it still needs to be strong. In the next part, we're going to begin correcting this deficit by addressing vertical strength, the first capability most people lose without realizing it. This single change alone can dramatically alter how safe, stable, and confident you feel moving through the world. Now that we understand why walking alone cannot protect your muscles or your independence, it's time to focus on movements that truly matter. The first of these is the step-up. It might look simple, almost trivial, just placing one foot on a low platform and pressing up. But clinically, this movement is far more powerful than any walk you've ever done. When you step up, you remove momentum from the equation. Your body must generate vertical force using one leg, engaging the stabilizers of the hip, knee, and core in a way that walking never does. Even a small, controlled step sends a signal to your muscles and bones, demanding adaptation. It wakes up dormant muscle fibers, strengthens your hip joint, and improves your balance. Studies have shown that older adults practicing this movement improve single leg strength by over 25%, a huge leap for fall prevention and daily mobility. But step-ups are just the beginning. Posture and hip extension are equally crucial. Over decades of sitting, our bodies curl inward, shoulders round, and hips stay slightly bent. Tight hip flexors chemically signal the opposing glutes to stay relaxed, weakening the very muscles that maintain proper posture and stride. This leads to what many seniors recognize as the shuffle step: shorter strides, limited mobility, and a higher risk of falling. The corrective movement here is the glute kickback. Standing tall, you extend your leg backward against resistance without arching your lower spine. This forces the glute to contract fully, restoring hip range of motion, improving stride length, and protecting the lower back from overcompensation. By targeting these neglected areas, you retrain your nervous system to recruit muscles in the proper sequence, reversing years of inactivity. Next comes the glute bridge, a floor-based exercise that addresses both spinal health and gluteal activation. Many patients in their 60s and 70s come to me with chronic lower back pain, convinced their spine is the problem. But in reality, their glutes are asleep. When these muscles fail to support the pelvis, the lower back overworks, resulting in pain and stiffness. Lying on your back and lifting your hips removes the balance challenge, allowing full muscular contraction without strain. The glute bridge strengthens the posterior chain, decompresses the spine, and teaches your body to lift and stabilize from the hips rather than the back. Over time, this simple movement reduces pain, enhances stability, and reminds your nervous system that the hips, not the spine, are the true engine of movement. While forward and backward strength is essential, lateral stability is often the missing piece in fall prevention. Sideways falls are statistically the most dangerous for seniors because the impact hits the hip directly. Walking does almost nothing for these lateral stabilizers, which are housed in the gluteus medius and minimus. To activate these muscles safely, seated band abductions are ideal. Sitting and pressing your knees outward against resistance may feel subtle, almost imperceptible, but this action directly strengthens the side muscles that reflexively catch your balance during a trip. Strong abductors widen your base of support, keep your pelvis level on one leg, and prevent the side-to-side collapse that leads to serious injuries. This movement alone can significantly reduce the risk of a debilitating fall, and it's accessible for nearly any senior, regardless of current fitness level. Finally, we arrive at the modified split squat, sometimes referred to as the Bulgarian split squat. Don't let the intimidating name fool you. It's simply a supported single-leg stance designed to correct asymmetry. Over decades, one leg often becomes dominant while the other weakens. Everyday activities mask this imbalance because the strong leg compensates. The split squat isolates the weaker leg, forcing it to handle the full load of stability and power. This develops not only strength, but also proprioception, the body's awareness of its position in space, which naturally declines with age. By integrating the vertical power from step-ups, hip extension from kickbacks, glute activation from bridges, and lateral stability from abductions, the split squat consolidates all these gains into one movement. Mastering this exercise, even partially, can dramatically lower the risk of falls and rebuild confidence in movement that many seniors thought was lost forever. Together, these 5 movements, step-ups, kickbacks, bridges, abductions, and split squats, form a complete system designed not to create a bodybuilder, but to engineer functional independence. They ensure that every major muscle responsible for balance, mobility, and fall recovery is engaged and strengthened. They teach your nervous system that your hips are strong, your legs are reliable, and your body can handle the real-world challenges of stairs, curbs, uneven ground, and unexpected trips. This is the difference between living cautiously and living confidently, between relying on assistance and remaining autonomous. As we continue, it's essential to remember that consistency matters far more than intensity. You do not need heavy weights or high-intensity training. You need frequent, precise, controlled movements that challenge your muscles in the way they were designed to function. High repetition with proper form will build the neurological trust your body needs to act quickly and efficiently in real-life situations. Each movement sends a signal to your brain and muscles that strength and coordination are still necessary. The more often you reinforce these patterns, the more resilient you become. Over weeks and months, you will notice improvements not just in walking, but in climbing stairs, standing from low chairs, carrying groceries, and maintaining independence in every corner of your life. In the final part, we will tie all of this together with advanced strategies to maintain strength, balance, and posture long-term, ensuring that your body continues to support you safely, confidently, and independently. The goal is not just to exercise. It is to reclaim control over your own mobility, to fight frailty before it begins, and to thrive in every decade of your life. Now that we have activated vertical strength, corrected hip extension, reinforced the glutes, and strengthened lateral stability, it's time to integrate these movements into a complete, practical routine that ensures you stay independent for years to come. The key to lasting results is not just knowing the exercises, but understanding why they matter and performing them consistently. This is about building a body that responds to real life, not just a treadmill or a gym session. It's about creating muscle memory, teaching your nervous system to react, and ensuring your body remains your most reliable tool. Many seniors tell me, "I walk every day. I'm active. I'm fine." But the truth is that walking alone is simply insufficient. Without targeted movements, your muscles, ligaments, and joints are left under-challenged. That hidden weakness manifests in subtle ways first, hesitating on uneven surfaces, gripping the countertop for balance, or feeling wobbly when stepping off a curb. Eventually, these little moments accumulate, increasing the risk of falls, injuries, and loss of confidence. The 5 exercises we've discussed, step-ups, kickbacks, bridges, abductions, and split squats, address these vulnerabilities directly. They wake up dormant muscles, restore natural movement patterns, and improve your ability to respond to unexpected challenges. The final movement, the modified split squat, deserves special attention because it integrates everything you've learned so far. By isolating each leg, it reveals and corrects imbalances that have quietly developed over decades. Strengthening each leg independently ensures that if one side fatigues or is momentarily compromised, the other side can compensate safely. This is crucial for fall prevention, stability, and confidence in daily activities like standing from a chair, climbing stairs, or walking on uneven ground. Each repetition retrains the brain, reinforcing balance, coordination, and strength simultaneously. It's important to note that age is not a barrier. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt, and the responsiveness of skeletal muscle persist well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. With the right movements, correct form, and consistent practice, you can regain strength, agility, and confidence, even if you've experienced years of inactivity or minor injuries. You are not starting from zero. You are reigniting a system that has been underutilized but remains fully capable of adaptation. Consistency is the secret. Performing these movements a few times sporadically will produce minimal change, but repeated, controlled sessions, done 2 to 4 times per week, signal to your body that it still needs to maintain strength, power, and stability. High frequency with precise form, rather than high intensity, is the formula that yields functional independence. This approach ensures your muscles fire in the correct sequence, your balance is retrained, and your nervous system relearns how to react to the real world: stairs, curbs, buses, uneven terrain, and even unexpected slips or trips. Let's also talk about mindset. Many seniors feel that exercise after 60 is about losing weight or improving heart health alone. While cardiovascular fitness is important, structural health, muscles, bones, joints, and balance, is even more critical for preserving independence. These exercises are your prescription for autonomy. They protect your ability to perform activities of daily living without assistance. They protect your freedom to walk outdoors, navigate your home safely, and continue hobbies or social activities without fear. Every repetition is an investment in the life you want to maintain and the confidence you deserve to move freely. One final point. Start where you are. Some movements may feel difficult at first, but that is the point. Your muscles need challenge to grow, your nervous system needs signals to adapt, and your body needs practice in controlled conditions to prepare for uncontrolled scenarios. The combination of vertical, lateral, and posterior chain strength we've discussed addresses the three-dimensional demands of everyday life. Step-ups develop vertical power, kickbacks restore hip extension, bridges strengthen the spine-supporting posterior chain, abductions enhance lateral stability, and split squats consolidate everything into one functional pattern. Together, these movements create a body that can respond safely and efficiently to almost any challenge. By integrating this system into your daily routine, you are doing more than exercising. You are reclaiming control over your body and your life. You are actively preventing falls, reducing pain, and rebuilding confidence in your own mobility. And the benefits go far beyond physical health. Mental sharpness improves when the body moves efficiently, and independence reinforces emotional well-being and self-esteem. So here's your takeaway. Walking is good, but it is not enough. Targeted, specific movements are essential to maintain strength, balance, and confidence as you age. By practicing step-ups, kickbacks, bridges, abductions, and split squats consistently, you are engineering a body that supports you, protects you, and allows you to live fully on your own terms. Age does not define your mobility. Your choices do. These movements are your roadmap to remaining independent, active, and confident well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Remember, the goal is not intensity. It is precision, consistency, and deliberate challenge. Each session strengthens your muscles, retrains your nervous system, and builds the trust your body needs to handle real-world movements safely. Every repetition is a step toward a future where you remain the pilot of your own life, moving with confidence, stability, and strength. Begin today, stay consistent, and your body will reward you with freedom, safety, and independence for years to come.